5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, everybody, this is the Political Roundtable on the Worldwide Resistance Network. I, of course, am the asshole himself, Chris Sheldon, the Tin Man, the White Rabbit, taking you down another goddamn rabbit hole. If you are watching this, you are the Resistance. And, of course, joining me, as always, is my brother-in-arms, good old Reverend Ordo from the Anonymous Republic Network. Be sure to check out his channel, Great Jedi TV, on Wednesdays, Grind My Gears Fridays, and anything else he decides to post in between. This man is a busy bee, so check him out on Anonymous Republic Network, Anonymous Liberty Network.
We had a great episode last Friday, episode 3. Great episode. It went really well last Friday.
That's awesome, man.
No.
That is awesome. So check that out Fridays at roughly what, about 4 p.m. your time?
Between 4:30 5 o'clock
Pacific Standard Time. Okay, check that out on the Anonymous Republic Network and Great Jedi TV on Wednesdays around the same time, same channel.
About 5 o'clock.
All right, about 5 o'clock. And as far as we go, if you like these broadcasts, share the live feeds in addition to Revan's feeds. Follow us on our various social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, all at REALTWWRN. And speaking of nice little bumper stickers, check out our online store, RealTWWRN.printify.me, for tons of great merch like these bumper stickers, hats, t-shirts, you name it, all at RealTWWRN.printify.me. And be sure to follow us on our various social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at RealTWWRN. YouTube ain't doing us any fucking favors. Social media ain't doing us any fucking favors. In fact, you know the establishment works against people like us. So again, if you like what we do, support the broadcasts in all the ways we've mentioned, in any of the ways we mentioned. Help us grow, help us reach more people, and help us defeat the New World Order globalist piece of shit system. Okay? On that note, speaking of globalist pieces of shit, oh, this one came up right before the broadcast. If I can find it, I'm going to find it. No, these are flock cameras. I know what the flocky cameras. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Thomas Massey posts, Albert Bourla, veterinarian and CEO of Pfizer, did not get a pardon. Prosecute him. Pharmaceutical companies are not permitted to make such blatantly false claims about the efficiency of their products. Tweet is from April of 2021, before the vaccines were licensed and mandated. And Albert had posted, excited to share the updated analysis from our phase 3 study with BioNTech. Also showed that our COVID-19 vaccine was 100% safe in preventing COVID-19 cases in South Africa. 100%, Pfizer.com, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we all know that information's false. Homie put his foot in his mouth, and Thomas Massey is calling for his head. Thomas Massey is pretty much going Queen of Hearts here and going off with his head. Revan.
Oh, dude.
So you've got a lot of thoughts and opinions on that shit.
Now, there's been a lot of talk on that the first 3 years. Now, remember, being in stereo, don't take the shots. What happened?
Yeah, got the platform demonetized.
Yeah, if you mention, look, before Suzuki died a few years ago, she said, I quote, if anybody questions the COVID shit, WHO, anything, okay? This was when she was on CNN and ABC News, okay? And I'm sitting there, you got to be fucking kidding me, right?
Yeah.
Right? This is like, you're not allowed to talk about the 2020 election. Okay, well, it's been 6 years, right? Okay.
Even then, why not?
Now this, the CEO of Pfizer needs to be locked up.
Yeah. He made false claims. He misrepresented a very dangerous product, one of which that had cost the lives of countless people, millions, in fact, and numerous more injuries. So, yeah, he needs to be held legally accountable. And he doesn't have a diplomatic immunity or pardon, so hang his ass.
There were a lot of people on day one that died.
Mm-hmm.
And they buried them in a mass grave in Hart Island.
Yeah.
Hart Island, look it up. Hart Island. They buried nearly 2,000 people in Hart Island. Now, the thing is, the number, okay? The key word, the numbers, right? Numbers, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now,
Trust the science. The numbers don't lie.
if someone got shot and died, what caused death? COVID. Okay. Someone had a heart attack. COVID. Someone got injured that led to their death. COVID. It's about funding on how much numbers they could get for the funding. Why?
Yeah, they fudged the numbers because they were getting paid per head. They got X amount of money per COVID-related cases. And they got paid to propagate that shit like a motherfucker. I mean, you look at all the fraud and whatnot of the empty beds and the hospitals allegedly being overcrowded, and you come to find out there was actually nobody there. The virus was supposed to be so fucking deadly, and it had like a 98% survival rate, even amongst the elderly. It's like, come on, dude. That's a scam like a motherfucker.
Here's what I don't get. Okay. Here's what I don't get, brother. We had the H1N1 a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
We had the swine flu, the bird flu. Okay. Now,
Corona herpes.
then all of a sudden it's like no one took the shots. No one forced to wear a mask. No one forced to stand 6 feet apart. But all of a sudden, ding, ding, ding. Here's CV-19. You got to wear a mask anywhere you go. You got to get your shots, your boosters. I'm like, how? Look. When the first day it happened, it all started, right?
Yeah.
We went through this whole
there.
shit, including the George Floyd bullshit. Okay? The whole entire time. The world was in collapse. While one short guy, with a Messiah complex, by the way, thank you very much, thinks he's God.
Right.
He was a celebrity for 15 minutes. He got to throw the first pitch in Fenway Park. Then all of a sudden, now he got pardoned under Biden, but right now he's not looking too good.
No, he's not. And though the pardon covers certain things, it doesn't cover current crimes or state level crimes or a lot of other factors. It has its limits. So they can get his ass.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to, they wanted to push the whole thing moving towards Agenda 2030. Keeping everybody in their house, 15-minute cities, carbon footprints, digital ID. You will own nothing and you will like it. I mean, you take PlayStation, for instance. PlayStation has openly declared that you are leasing their media. You don't own the media that you buy. You're leasing it, and they can take it away at any given point in time. So what happened? Not a lot of people know about this, but I saw this past week. PS5 players launched Sony Blackout. Players are pushing back. Here's why this is happening, and they're going on about what sparked the blackout.
Yeah.
Everybody was pissed. Check this out.
Sony Blackout. PlayStation 5 players are requested not to purchase anything or turn on your PS5. A lot of it has to do with not owning games. Sony recently even sent a reminder yesterday through your email that you do not own digital games. This is from them. Like, it says it right here. The software is licensed to you, not sold. You are granted a limited, non-exclusive, non-transferable, and personal license to play or use the software for your private, non-commercial use on the system or device it was intended for. I mean, plus a lot of other things. They can take your clips that you share and use them for yourself, and you don't get paid for it. You get no cut. So why? Digital license, not ownership, not permanent, access guarantee, anti-consumerism practices. Players are fed up. What can you do? Well, you can just play a different system for this week. That's about it. You can share this post. You can comment on this post. Today, if you're seeing this video, it's August 23rd. Starts the blackout. What do you think? Share right here, follow right here, comment here, double click like. Today.
Yeah. So that's carrying on right now. Sony is getting a blackout. I know Tommy Bird, he has an Xbox. I have a PS4 and I don't hardly play it at all anyway. I mostly play my game stick where I just freaking play all the old video games and shit. That's kind of my forte. I like the old school shit. Like, I got really pissed off because one of the reasons I got one of the newer systems for PlayStation, I wanted to play the Friday the 13th game. I wanted to play that so fucking bad. Like, anybody who knows me knows I absolutely love Friday the 13th. So I wanted to play that game for the longest. By the time I got around to getting a system, because, you know, systems are fucking expensive. I happened to get a good deal with that system and a shit ton of games, including Friday the 13th. I jumped on the deal. You know, bought it from a buddy of mine. And wouldn't you know it, a month later, they took the server down for Friday the 13th. I was pissed.
Yeah. I would too.
It's like you buy something, you should be able to play it. Now, granted, you know, online servers are a bit of a pain in the ass. But thankfully, I've got a hard copy to where I can play offline. I'm heavily limited on what I could do.
Yeah.
And all the perks and everything I had are gone. Because, you know, fuck you, PlayStation. Fuck you, Sony. So, yeah. I firmly stand with all the players out there. Fuck you. If I buy something, it's mine, motherfucker. Same with my fucking house. Same with my fucking car. If I buy it, it's mine. You try to touch it?
I bought. Oh, yeah.
Cut your damn balls off.
It's yours. Yeah, it's yours. what you paid from it, right? You own it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bought a new Xbox last year. It's the Xbox Series S. Love it, but no disc. You got to download the game. Get the play.
And I can understand to a point that the media is so fucking big that you would require something bigger than a disc. That a disc just isn't big enough to house what this game is, especially if you're doing an online play. I get that, but still, you should own it. If you bought it, it should be yours to use indefinitely.
Yeah.
And if there's an issue with the server, fucking pay a monthly subscription, maybe.
Yeah.
If it's an online server to where you do online play, do like a monthly subscription, like to kind of like what they do with World of Warcraft or Minecraft or any of those fucking games. Well, follow that lead. Have a monthly subscription.
I did that on Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Support the fucking platform.
Yeah, I pay every 2 months for a 60-day thing, but on the Xbox, I'm already paid up for it's a monthly thing now. Like, I could get a card, 12 month, put in the code. I'm good for a year.
Yeah, but for like offline games, I mean, not everything needs to be an online multiplayer platform.
Yeah.
Okay, you could play a simple 1 to 2 player game offline. Not everything has to be offline. And if it's too big for a disc, okay, there are other formats. Okay, sell them on a fucking thumb drive. Okay, you got thumb drives out there that can hold up to half a terabyte or more.
Yeah.
Okay, you gonna tell me you can't fucking put a fucking playable video game on a fucking
So I could take this
on a thumb drive? Yeah. Yeah, just your standard USB thumb drive and pop that motherfucker in. That could be your fucking video game cartridge. That could be the equivalent. Nice. I like that. That is fucking dope. What's the space hold on that?
Oh no, I haven't downloaded. I haven't really done anything with it yet. So
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean,
I agree.
make it practical.
I agree that there are thumb drives that do hold enough where if you want to download a game and put on the thumb drive, you do it, you know. Plus they have this Xbox handheld thing now.
Yeah.
Or it's equivalent of a console, big console. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
$400. $400.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things out there that they could do. They do not have to fucking take media away from people. People like owning things. That's one of the best perks about living in the United States is what you work for is yours. It's yours. Whether it's a fucking house or a fucking video game, it's yours. You bought it. It's yours forever.
I still got my PSP.
Yeah.
Still got this. Still play this.
Yeah. And that thing had great graphics. I remember playing Death 2 on that.
I got PS Vita.
Or not Death 2, Death Junior.
Oh, yeah. PS Vita.
Never played Vita. I assume it's about the same as supportable.
Yeah. And the thing is, here's a question.
Answer.
Everybody. Here's a question for everybody. Do you really need a big ass console? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, if you have this thing here, play it. Play it, man. You know. I've always been a fan of handheld game consoles. You know, and I remember a guy 20 years ago, 20 years ago, man. I could go to GameStop and I could buy, because at the time I had a PlayStation 2, a PS2. Yeah. I bought that because I was celebrating my freedom as a free man, as a single man.
That's one of the systems, the first systems that I got when I turned 18. My first job, my first check, I bought a PS2 and Terminator Dawn of Fate. I know, I love that shit. Question, do players really need big, bulky game systems? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Come be a part of the conversation.
I had that and 44 games. I sold that for $250. I bought I bought a PSP and a Xbox game because I was gonna buy a Xbox game next month. The following month, I did that. It was the OG the OG big fat black Xbox console, handheld, or just huge, nice one, dude.
Yeah.
And I had that forever until they brought out the Xbox 360. I was like, dude. But
yeah, the Xbox 360 was not a bad system.
yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I had one thing missing: internet. Oh, fuck. So I went on internet, and there's like a few years, like I'll say about 3 years later, got it in 09, got through I got it through AT&T.
I mean, it could have been worse. You could have got it through like T-Mobile. T-Mobile was fucking crap back in the day.
Yeah, but
At least until they brought out Sprint.
But until their former CEO, he turned T-Mobile around to what it is today.
He did. Well, like I said, when they bought Sprint, and they've really done some major fucking game changers on that shit. But speaking of shady shit, you and I were talking before the show. You had something you wanted to share, kind of shifting gears here, literally.
Yeah.
Something about the DMV.
After I got my permit, came back from DMV, and I was thinking about, I came across an article that was a month old. It's like 11,000 people, right? 11,000 people in California. Now, this mainly up northern California. Okay.
Okay.
DMV sent people letters saying that they had to go back to DMV in 30 days to take the test again. So I'm sitting here thinking, if you went in and paid $46, right? $46 for a test, and you pay it, you do the test, and if you pass it, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But they send you a letter out saying, this is after you get your license. One guy just moved to California. I lived up north, and a year later, he got a letter saying you have to come back to DMV to take the test again.
Why? What was going on with that?
DMV allegedly thinks that the people that took the test allegedly circumventing to cheating on the test.
Okay, I can understand a handful of people, but 11,000 people? That's a bit excessive.
Yeah.
11,000 people, that's a rare, cheating would be a rare occurrence, especially considering, don't they have surveillance?
Yes.
In these testing areas now? So cheating would be nearly impossible.
It'll be insane to do. But
plus, these tests aren't that hard.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do at a stop sign? Hit the gas.
Yeah. So I went in. I took the test, passed it, And I was thinking, like, as I was reading this article thing, I was like, they got cameras on your ass. They're watching you anyway, no matter what you do. Pick your nose, jerk off, hey.
If you're jerking off in the DMV, you deserve to be kicked out at that point. I'm sorry.
But
I don't know what you're doing.
The thing is, how do you know? How do you know if somebody is allegedly circumventing a way to cheat?
Yeah. It's like either they're cheating or they're not. Either they cheated and they are disqualified or need to retake the test or whatever, or they didn't cheat. Okay, this fine print, we suspect bullshit of 11,000 people who were under surveillance when they took the test. That's something else. That's highly suspect. So what's happening there?
Well, there are two representatives, state representatives from Both from Santa Clara, one from another part of town in the Bay Area. And they're going to they're asking DV, can you give us anything about this alleged issue? Gave him nothing. Now, it got so bad where there's prosecution happening. Okay, now time out here, okay? If you took the test and there's cameras watching you, okay? You passed your written test that's now on a computer, okay? Tests now are on computers now.
Really? They're not paper anymore?
No.
Question: have you had unorthodox experience at DMV? Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Real quick, just a quick plug. Again, I see we got quite a few people tuning in. If you have any thoughts, opinions, input, like I said, we just shared the question. Have you had any unorthodox experiences at the DMV? Come be a part of the conversation. Also, check out our online store, REALTWWRN.printify.me. If you like these podcasts, share the live feeds and follow us on our various social media sites, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. Check out Revan's channel, the Anonymous Republic Network, for Grey Jedi TV on Wednesdays and Grind His Gears Fridays, where you bend him over and you shove gears up his butt. He likes that. Anywhere where there's a fart joke or a butt joke, he's there.
Yeah.
Check out Reverend Ordo on the Anonymous Republic Network.
But
this man never quits.
Yeah. When I talked about this last week, I asked a question. What if this happened in any other state?
Yeah, it only ever happened in California, never anywhere else.
I mean, you think like, okay, if you have these, again, I'm gonna laugh here right now. If you have these blue, green, pink, purple-haired little bastards going there and get a letter, we all know what happened. And plus, my thing is, I'll say this. DMV is now using AI. And,
right.
And now,
what are they using it for?
My opinion, I think they're using it to monitor whatever's in the system. But the thing is, how many people ever got caught cheating? Zero.
It's using AI to flag for potential cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, we know how that's going to go.
I mean,
AI can't get a fucking thing right, and they're going to use it to identify potential cheaters.
11,000 people. Wow. Now, this is the second time I passed my test. Okay. Now, my biggest concern is that if I pass my driver's test, my question would be, would I be getting a letter, or anybody in my hometown get a letter from DMV saying, we need you to come back to DMV for the next 30 days to take the test again? Dude, I paid $46 on the first time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if somebody legitimately cheated, then they deserve to be out that money and have to take the test again and have to pay for that. That's if they legitimately cheated. But that many people being accused of cheating because AI flagged them for prospectively cheating and nobody double-checked any of this?
No.
No. That's a big no-no. Most people aren't going to cheat. Most people aren't going to cheat the system.
No. Here's the worst thing. This lady, a South Korean national, new to the country, new to California, just became a citizen, went to get her license. She passed the test, She got her license. Then all of a sudden, she got a letter saying same thing. Come back in 30 days to test. And she was afraid because of immigration. That's why she never went back.
Well, I mean, if she had just gotten her citizenship and, she's gone through legitimate channels, that shouldn't be a factor. But that's neither here nor there. But the fact of the matter is, that many people getting flagged, that should throw up a red flag for DMV and be like, hey, something's wrong here. This isn't adding up. Because, though you get a high number of people going through the DMV, they're not all taking the written test.
No.
So that's got to be a fairly decent percentage of DMV goers, especially in that area. So it's got to be something to do with their AI. The AI they're using is malfunctioning, at least in that area.
Yeah. So
somebody at the very least needs to be double checking the AI's work. There needs to be a human. If you want to use AI, that's fine. But have somebody there watching the AI and making sure it's not making mistakes. Yes, you can eat that mushroom. It's not poisonous. You're right. That mushroom was poisonous. Would you like to learn more about poisonous mushrooms as I stand on your grave? Yeah.
I bet, man.
All right. Y'all good? Handle it. I don't know, man. DMV's always been something else. Especially California DMV. Like, I cannot speak for, oh my God. I don't even have the words for it. I don't even have the words to describe how messed up California DMVs are. Because I've been to DMV here in Tennessee, and it's nowhere near as bad. Nowhere near. But California DMV, that's like the stereotypical nightmare that you see on television. Like what you see in television, that's California DMV, but I've never experienced that here in the South. Very different experience, often pleasant experiences at the DMV here in Tennessee. Not a problem for me, but California, I don't know what the fuck is with their system and going on with the DMVs out there, but like they on some cuckoo for Cocoa Puff shit. I want Cocoa Puffs. Dude, Cocoa Puffs sound good. I just had a pot smoker moment and I'm not even fucking high, dude. Just thinking like I have not had Cocoa Puffs in a long time. Like Cocoa Puffs would be really fucking good. Sorry, going off on kind of a tangent there. But yeah. I don't know what's up with DMV, man. But then again, you look at the way the world's going. You look at flock cameras, man. Let's just go ahead and jump into that since Reverend's not here right now. We'll just go ahead and jump into the flock cameras. Here's some fun shit for you. Here's the marginalized consensus of flock cameras. When it catches criminals. Yeah, flock tunnel vision. Mostly CEOs and media trying to push that shit. Clearly ignoring all the other bullshit. And welcome back, Revan.
Just seen a guy on a green on those EV bikes and shit. It's a three-wheeler. Got a kid in the back in the seat just chilling.
Nice. That's awesome. So we're now on to flock cameras. People with their tunnel vision, mostly the CEO trying to propagate bullshit, talk about how good it is, and the media talking about how good it is. No, nobody's buying it. No. And everybody is in a fucking uproar. I mean, this video pretty much sums it up with the flock camera argument.
Can the government secretly track our every move just because we're driving on public roads? And how much of our lives can they monitor before it becomes unconstitutional? Your Honor, they are recording where ordinary Americans go, who they visit, where they pray, and how they live without them ever knowing. If the system can turn a public road into a permanent surveillance net, then privacy in America doesn't exist the moment we step outside our front doors. We are not asking for special treatment, Your Honor. We are asking where the line is drawn before every citizen in this country becomes a target of uninterrupted government monitoring.
Well, Your Honor, we are not targeting innocent citizens. We are keeping them safe. Every day, millions of Americans drive on public roads expecting law enforcement to stop violent crime, dismantle cartels, and protect their families. We monitored a vehicle traveling on a public highway, a road built, owned, and maintained by the government for public safety. There is zero expectation of privacy on a public street. Stripping law enforcement of basic visibility on public land doesn't protect freedom. It turns our roads into a safe haven for criminals.
Public safety? Your Honor, safety isn't tracking a man 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for a month straight without a warrant. A police officer seeing my car on a street is observation. Attaching a tracking device to log every single stop I make, every doctor I visit, every house I pull up to, and every secret I have that isn't public safety, that is total control. If public safety means the government owns our location the second we step outside, then we don't live in a free country. We live in an open-air prison.
Hold on. Let's look at the physical reality of what actually happened here. You didn't just stand on a street corner and watch him drive past. You physically trespassed onto his private property, attached a hidden tracking device, and converted his personal vehicle into a 24-hour government spy beacon for nearly a month straight. If I adopt your logic today, that stepping onto a public road completely strips an American of their constitutional rights, then where does it end? What stops you from putting a tracker on every car, in every driveway, across all 50 states without ever asking a court for a warrant?
Privacy isn't being destroyed by this court, Your Honor. It's already gone. Cell towers track your phone. Satellites log your location. Cameras read your license plate at every intersection. We live in an interconnected world where anonymity on a public road is a fantasy of the past. We didn't invent this reality. We are simply operating in it. Demanding law enforcement go blind on public highways doesn't protect citizens. It just leaves them helpless in a modern world.
Then that is exactly why the Constitution exists, Your Honor, to stop convenience from turning into total tyranny. Just because technology can track every step we take doesn't mean the system has the right to do it. The Supreme Court faced this exact argument in United States v. Jones, and all 9 justices shut it down. They ruled that attaching a GPS device to a vehicle and recording a person's every move is a search under the 4th Amendment. The system cannot secretly map out an American's entire life just because they stepped outside their home. You need a warrant. You need probable cause. And without them, this isn't law enforcement, Your Honor. It is an illegal assault on American freedom.
Order. Keep quiet. This court is done playing games with a rogue apparatus that thinks it sits above the law. To the system standing at that table, you are not a god, you are not untouchable, and you do not own the American people. What you built isn't law enforcement. It is an illegal surveillance syndicate operating under the guise of public safety. Effective.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. One thing they don't point out, the NSA has been spying on us since the early 2000s without a warrant. Okay? We can't even go online and do shit like this or even have a private conversation without the NSA monitoring and recording and documenting every fucking thing we say, every picture we send, every message exchanged, documented, quantified. Okay, your most intimate and private conversations, documented, scrutinized by some suit that you've never fucking seen before, without a warrant, without you ever having committed a crime or even been suspected of a crime, all in the name of national security, which, by the way, doesn't seem to actually fucking work. Oh, we've got terrorist cells operating in the United States. Yeah, didn't we give you the fucking Patriot Act and allow you to do this shit with the NSA to stop that shit, and yet you can't seem to do it? You couldn't seem to manage to find Tyler Robinson before he allegedly shot Charlie Kirk? All those conversations on Discord, all those conversations on private cell phones? Seriously. Oh, we're monitoring you to stop these criminal activities, yet these criminal activities never seem to be stopped, and they happen in abundance. James,
Do you want to?
I don't buy it. I don't buy the narrative, man. Fucking faggots on the roof, man. Faggots on the roof.
That's why 98% of Wiggers are white. What's up, big guy?
Faggot on the roof. We have a faggot on the roof.
You mean a sniper?
Where do snipers sit? On roofs. Faggot on the roof. Kill the fucking faggot.
My nigga, we got a problem.
Don't worry about it, Pookie. 2 Wigger missiles are en route.
And that's why 90...
Yeah. Well, if our administration were actually doing its job, you know, we wouldn't even have to deal with fraud cameras, but instead it's...
Why must you fail me so often?
Here's a big mind fuck.
Shoot.
Right after I took my DNA, right after I passed my test, came home. Now thinking about it, on YouTube, driving test.
You found a driving test on YouTube?
No, there's a channel that does driving training videos.
Oh, okay. That could be very beneficial for you.
Well, the thing is, I mentioned about my driving test.
Oh, but the fact that it popped up and suggested that, yeah. Monitoring your every fucking activity and fucking selling you bullshit. You know. And they fucking update these fucking policies at random and say, oh, you need to accept this policy or I don't need to, or you can't use your service. Fuck you. I don't need to use your service. Then fuck you. You do not have my consent to monitor my private business and sell it. Fuck you. You do not have my permission. I revoke your permission on to every one of these people. X, YouTube, Facebook, all you motherfuckers, you do not have permission to monitor me and sell my information. Fuck you and the goddamn boat that brought you over. And as far as the flock cameras go, like, people are pushing back on this shit. Like, check this shit out, bro. This is a good one. I like this one. This is fucking genius.
Right.
So simple. Start sweet and to the point.
All right. Oh, yeah.
I love it. Fucking genius.
Here's a breaking news. Meta can be faced to pay $1 trillion.
Say again, what?
Meta might be forced to pay $1 trillion.
To whom for what?
For shit they've been doing.
Oh, selling your data?
Yeah, everything. Within the last 20 years or so. And this is in New Mexico as well.
I want a cut of that pie. Fuck yeah. By the way, pickle dick! I love it. Pickle dick! But yeah, people are pushing back, man. It's kind of like that movie A Bug's Life. You ever seen that clip from A Bug's Life?
Yeah.
Clip? Like, we gotta go ahead and just share that, man. We gotta share that shit because that's a powerful ass fucking message.
Was that ant that stood up to me?
Yeah, but
Back that up.
Someone told me to watch this clip.
Was that ant that stood up to me?
yeah, but we can forget about him.
Yeah, it was just one ant. One ant.
Yeah, you're right. It's just one ant.
Yeah, boss. They're puny.
Puny? Say, let's pretend this grain is a puny little ant. Did that hurt?
Nope.
Well, how about this one?
Are you kidding?
How about this?
Wow. They put this in a children's film, huh?
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all
This
might
is important.
stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber
This is
us
actually
100 to
about
1.
tyranny.
And if
This
they
is
ever
what's
figure that
happening now.
out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
I would show this clip in my class. You let one ant stand up to them, and they might all stand up. You see the power of solidarity, the power of all of us together. Individually, we feel helpless, lonely, often frightened. Together, nothing can stop us. No tyrant can rule us. No dictator can demand from us subservience. Together, we're powerful. Someone told me to watch this clip.
Yeah.
Was that?
Yeah, and then you got this woman. This is fucking great. Like this is spot on. Most people in our position nowadays.
I'll hear her, man. Probably a good thing.
Yeah. So what'd you send, bro?
I sent you a
There's that article. Okay. Let's have a look at that. That is worth looking at, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look. Let's see. What is this? Proceed to your story. Okay. Meta ordered to pay $156 million in New Mexico for teen mental health fund. Okay. On Thursday, Chief District Court Judge Brian Binschild of the New Mexico First Judicial District Court ordered Meta to pay $167 million and implement strict safety measures for teenage users on Facebook and Instagram. This ruling followed a two-phase trial brought by New Mexico Attorney General Torres, where a jury previously fined Meta $375 million for 75,000 violations of New Mexico's Unfair Practices Act. To address the youth mental health crisis, the court mandated a 90-hour monthly usage cap for users under 18 and required Meta to hide like counts and prohibit unconnected adults from messaging minors. The $567 million fund will support treatment awareness and prevention services over a 5-year period, with $420 million specifically allocated for youth mental health treatment, while Judge Binschild labeled Meta a public nuisance akin to pollution. Federal law limits the court's ability to enforce age verification tools on children under 13. Again, that would be kind of pushing the envelope for digital ID and all that. But yeah. You know, what about all the unfair practices that they do to everybody else?
Exactly.
You know what? Where's my fucking money for all the fucking personal information they fucking harvested from me, motherfucker? How much of my fucking personal information did you sell to motherfuckers? Okay? I should at least get a fucking cut of that money, you fucking cocksucker.
Yeah.
But no, all went into the pocket of a chain-smoking penguin rapist. Fucking Mark Nutsuckerberg. So it was like, fuck that asshole.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean,
what else did you send? States take Meta to trial in California. Oh, same.
Yeah, same thing.
Same article. Let's have a look there. So, states take Meta to trial in California, the biggest fight yet over social media harms to children. On Tuesday, a landmark federal trial began in Oakland, California, as 29 states argue Meta's knowingly designed Facebook and Instagram to addict children, fueling anxiety, depression, and suicide. Yeah, they fully admit that it's designed to be addicting. Okay, and children are a prime target. So, yeah, that should be a lawsuit across the fucking board.
Yeah.
You know, creating something to be addictive and to be abused and used in such a manner is deplorable, and Mark Zuckerberg needs to be taken out behind a woodshed and beaten.
Now, if you look at Instagram, a lot of young girls, young teens are at the time harming themselves and also going through bulimia and anorexia because of images they see on Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, and that's always been the case. If we're being perfectly honest, that has always been the case. You look at magazines like Vogue and Cosmo from back in the day. You had that same argument being made about those magazines, Playboy, all these magazines were accused of stereotyping people. That's why the song Baby Got Back was written by Sir Mix-a-Lot. He dedicated it to J-Lo, I believe, Jennifer Lopez, when she was still just a backup dancer, but it was to highlight that very same issue. This is nothing new. You had the same stereotypes ever since printed media was a thing. Ever since you could transfer images to paper, you had that stereotype. And media, social media is just the next platform. And yeah, there needs to be accountability and abuse in regards to abuse to that and marketing to children. And, you know, there's always been marketing to children. I mean, you look at fucking the toys and shit we grew up with and the TV shows we watched. Ninja Turtles back in the 80s. That was one big fucking commercial pushing a fucking gigantic toy line. Same with He-Man, G.I. Joe, so on and so forth. So marketing to children is nothing new. And mental health, I'm not going to lie, a lot of the narratives that are being pushed negatively impact the mental health of men, women, and children across the board. Okay? That is no fucking secret, and it is an issue that needs to be addressed. I mean, you look at the woman that killed her kids recently, which we'll be getting into that a little more in further detail later. But that's just one example of where we're heading as a society, where mental illness is becoming the norm because of these things we are allowing in society. And, you know, that's not to say that there isn't some pushback happening, but I mean, again, you look at the videos that we pushed, and, you know, even Trump is doing some interesting things. We do have some problems here. You look at what is the? I don't want to cover that one. What is it? God damn it! I just had it right in front. Sorry. Is that the bus at school? Here we go. There it is. Okay. The Trump against Carney thing. Look at this. Like, nobody's really talking about this. This is a good point that somebody made.
Trump just nuked Mark Carney, and no media is talking about it. Give me a second, I'll explain to Twez. So we all know by now that Carney walked away from the trade negotiations with the US, which prompted Trump to slap 50% tariffs on Canada. But the thing that nobody is talking about is how those tariffs are not affecting everyone equally. See, the tariffs will disproportionately affect the province of Quebec, BC, and Ontario. And when I say disproportionately, it's not even close, affecting over 10% of those provinces' exports to the US, while places like Alberta and Saskatchewan are barely hit. But here's where it gets interesting. Those provinces also happen to be where Mark Carney has his biggest base. As a matter of fact, if it wasn't for Ontario and Quebec, Carney wouldn't be prime minister. So what Trump is doing is systematically attacking where Mark Carney is the strongest, bringing maximum economic pain to his supporters while leaving everyone else fairly unscathed. So the question becomes, how long will these Carney supporters be able to bear the brunt of this economic stress? Which is genius, because his base might just turn on him and pressure him to make a deal with Trump. Because after all, screaming elbows up and screw the US won't pay the bills. Because when your mortgage is on the line and you got to put food on the table for your kids, you might be less inclined to keep fighting.
Now, here's an interesting thing that happened earlier as well that was reported on. And Alex Jones reported this morning that Canada is not only matching the tariffs and counter, but is also threatening to cut power that they supply to the United States. Now, here's the thing. They get paid for that. So if they cut the power, that means Canada is no longer getting paid for that power. So that's revenue lost to Canada. Yeah, it's going to hurt the United States, and that does bear mentioning, but that hurts Canada as well. So that is really, really weird. And I want to come back to that in a moment and also get into the whole thing with Turkey. We got to go ahead and take a quick commercial break. So we will be right back. See you guys with more on the other side.
Hey everyone, I am Reverend Ordo, co-host of the Roundtable on the Worldwide Resistance Network. Just want to remind you to check me out on Wednesdays for Grey Jedi TV and on Fridays for Grind My Gears. And you'll find me on Minds, Gab, MeWe, Mastodon, Parler, Getter, Tumblr, Scoops, TikTok, and the Anonymous Mediway Network. All right? So, enjoy yourselves. Peace out. And, these nuts.
Investigation.
You
You are watching the Political Roundtable on the Worldwide Resistance Network. If you are watching this, you are the resistance.
Yes, everybody, this is the Political Roundtable. I, of course, am your host, Chris Sheldon. Joining me, as always, good old Reverend Ordo. And again, this is the Worldwide Resistance Network, where if you are watching this, you are the resistance. So if you like these podcasts, show live feeds, follow us on our various social media sites, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. Check out the online store, which you just saw in our commercial. Tons of great merchandise there at REALTWWRN.printify.me. And as always, feel free to join in the conversation. For the past hour, we had been discussing flock cameras, the issues with DMD, using AI that is accusing people of cheating on a grandiose scale. 41,000 people?
Or about 11,000.
11,000 people?
Yeah.
Flock cameras, the COVID-19 issues, and so forth. And we did talk briefly about the tariffs in Canada, but I also want to shift gears real quick to this. Turkey said on Friday it would seek an Interpol red notice for the arrest of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as part of a domestic criminal case linked to an attack on activists seeking to deliver humanitarian aid to Gaza. A red notice is a request to law enforcement agencies worldwide to locate and provisionally arrest a person pending extradition or other legal actions. Interpol reviews requests submitted by member states before deciding whether to issue red notices. In November, Turkey issued arrest warrants on charges of genocide and crimes against humanity against 37 senior Israeli officials, including Netanyahu, National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, Defense Minister Israel Katz, IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir, and Navy Commander David Samala. The Turkish Justice Ministry did not identify the other 32 Israeli targeted by the warrants, but said they were also senior officials. All 37 would be at risk if they entered Turkey. Link to full report in the comments, blah, blah, blah. And today, it was actually reported that Israel has been bombing the shit out of Turkish targets. Again, mainly focusing on the targets they've been hitting. Seriously, man. Do you want to say it or should I?
Well, before we do...
Do you want to say it or should I?
Thinking you.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking bonker town, man.
I want to mention the Defense Pact.
Okay.
Turkey, Pakistan, and Saudi Arabia. All three signed a pact. And there might be a fourth.
A fourth?
Egypt. Might be a fourth.
Yeah, you mentioned that last night on your show.
And if it happens, because since we're hearing that they're bombing Turkey, I hope that Saudi and Pakistan don't come up, because I'll tell you what, Israel would be in the Stone Ages by now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these countries are really pulling their punches, if we're being honest. But go ahead and check out the headline for today on InfoWars. Yes. Okay. Emergency show. Canada threatens to cut electricity to the U.S. as trade war goes nuclear. Experts warn U.S. facing 1917 style Bolshevik revolution. Basic triggers nightmare economic scenario. And Israel, Turkey on the brink of war. Yeah. Not a good day.
No.
Not a happy news day at all.
No. Because if Israel keeps doing this, that means Pakistan and Saudi Arabia will come in. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Netanyahu would handle that, because right now he's being pulled both ways. Because Europe, right? The European Union, they recognize Pakistan.
Yeah.
And
we already have Trump talking about leaving NATO. He's back on that. So there's a possibility that we could leave NATO. And if that's the case, he's probably siding with Israel to go against NATO countries, which would be really interesting, considering he's also in opposition to Russia in favor of Ukraine. So that would be interesting to see how that played out. Not saying it's got to be pretty, but I would be curious to see how that might play out.
Do I think that NATO would end with the U.S.? No. Because
not under these grounds, I don't think. No.
As long as they got Article 5.
Well, Article 5 is what brings the U.S. into war if a NATO country is attacked, blah, blah, blah. But here's the problem. We're allied with Israel, who is attacking a NATO country. So that's a conflict of interest. Now, if we leave NATO and remain aligned with Israel, then we can attack a NATO country. Not saying I'm for that, but I am acknowledging the reality of that's probably the thinking of our current Orange administration.
Exactly.
So
that means if there's no NATO, that means there's going to be some alliances formed.
Yeah. Well, America is pretty much the meat and potatoes of NATO. So if America leaves NATO, NATO's dead in the water, and there's going to be new alliances formed, and the map is going to change drastically. The alliance map is going to be completely
because
insane.
Again, you got Turkey, you got Pakistan, you got Saudi Arabia, and the thing is, if each one gets attacked, the two can come in. Hey,
yeah, and former NATO countries now on the opposite side of the fence with the United States. Yeah, that'd be really fucking bonkers. But it gets bigger than that. You have Netanyahu, who's pretty much on the chopping block within his own country. Check this out. I believe you guys shared this as well, but I made sure to set this aside earlier when I found it and forwarded it to you guys. This is fucking bonkers town.
Netanyahu is finished and he is panicking. This will be the final year that Netanyahu is the prime minister of Israel. His election is 2 months away and the polls at Kalshi are confirming he's about to get stomped, finally ending his decades-long rule of Israel and throwing him in jail. You might be wondering, who is this Ghazi Eisenkot that's projected to win? He's the former IDF chief of staff and a major general. And let me tell you, this guy is scary. In 2008, he said, from our standpoint, there are no civilian villages. they are military bases, saying that we will cause immense damage and destruction. I would like to point out that his son went to Gaza in 2023 and did not return. If you thought Netanyahu was a psycho, we could be getting a psycho with IDF military experience. Why are the two biggest and most popular candidates in Israel just straight psychopaths? Could they not come up with anyone better? Well, I guess this is just what the population thinks.
Yeah. Not good news. I mean, BB's bad, but this guy would be fucking worse.
I'm gonna say this: if BB Senior loses, and this guy comes in, I'm on a we call a wait and see approach.
Okay, elaborate.
Well, the thing is, he's probably running because the thing is, sometimes when you have former military that's running for office, that run for not for war, but kind of a change that's maybe
that they've seen enough bloodshed, they want it to stop, kind of thing.
Yeah,
that is a prospect. I mean, all that talk might be, try to hype up keeping BB in power as the lesser of evils.
Yeah.
But I don't see BB as being the lesser of evils.
He is their equivalent of Hitler.
Yeah, he very much is. And the guy can't stay in power forever now. Is this new candidate a psychopath? Quite possibly. I can't say one way or the other. I can't really make heads or tails of it at this point. Because what are his current standings? Yeah, you're talking about a quote he said in 08, but what about now? Especially with his son dying, that may have been the tipping point and be like, you know what? This needs to stop.
Because if you look at our military guys right now, with the whole thing with Iran, they're done. They're done.
They are.
So the guy that's leading the polls in Israel, what if he's the same way? Enough's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because the last guy who beat Netanyahu, what happened to him?
He's not around no more.
No. Who ordered it? Netanyahu did it.
Yeah.
But here's a guy who has IDF experience. He's probably the kind of guy that even BB want to fuck with.
Right.
Has he have any military experience? BB? No. This guy does.
He's a pencil pusher. He wouldn't know the first thing about combat if it jumped up and bit him in the ass.
This guy could be someone that he fears.
Yeah. Quite possibly. I mean, there's any number of ways this could go down. But
the thing is, also, we have to all remember that walkout.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And where was this guy on that walkout? Where did he stand on that? Like, what are his thoughts, his opinions, his standpoint on what happened with that walkout?
Don't know, but
exactly, we don't know yet. We only know about a quote from 2008, nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah.
A lot changes in 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years. 20 years is a long change, but people do change within that time mentally. Like, they've seen enough on the way. No more.
Yeah.
No more. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how much war do you have to see before you're just like, I'm done? I mean, you have people who did 1 or 2 tours in Iraq or Vietnam, and it had a lasting experience on them. It had a lasting effect on them.
Yeah.
Okay. You imagine this man who's got IDF experience and has been in this since before 2008 to present day? Dude. And you know he's on the front lines with this shit because Israel's forces, they don't have a lot of manpower. They don't have a lot of military. That's why they've been coming to us and leeching off our fucking tit, because they don't have the manpower and the resources. So you know every man they got, any military age man or anybody who's active duty is active duty.
I think.
So you know he's seeing combat.
Yeah.
You know he's seeing some shit every fucking day, and that weighs on a man. I don't care who you are.
I have a
endless
feeling,
combat weighs on you.
I have a feeling that this guy's going to be putting Netanyahu in his grave.
You think so?
Yeah.
I would hope not, because.
But the thing is, you got to think too is that how many presidents did Netanyahu go to over the 40 years and got the word no each time?
Yeah, he's been trying this ever since the first Bush administration, Bush Sr. And he tried to get Bush Jr. to go. Even that warmongering psychopath didn't fucking go for it. Obama didn't go for it. Trump didn't go for it the first term. Biden, Otto didn't go for it. Nobody went for it except for 47.
How many people in his cabinet right now? How many people in the IDF that is like, dude?
Yeah.
I had someone come on my broadcast yesterday, and we were talking. As the guy was hiding behind a burner account, burner account, yeah, saying, "Oh, Netanyahu's a good guy. He's gonna save us." I go, dude, shut the fuck up. He's a war criminal. No, he's not. No, he's not. I go, dude, I know you're in the burner account. I know you're trying to troll whatever, but Netanyahu,
at least be good at it.
Yeah. So I looked him up. Hey, there you go. Hey, here you go. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, you can even Google that shit, and the AI won't fucking deny it. There's no getting around it. Okay, the man is a war criminal. Okay, you take the religious aspect out of it. You know, they want to try to say that, criticizing Israel or Israeli government officials is anti-Semitic. No, to criticize a government, especially a foreign power, is not anti-Semitic, and it has nothing to do with a religious theology.
No.
A government and a religious theology are completely two separate entities. And two separate dynamics.
Oh, yeah. I explained that how it all happened. One of my viewers said, hey, exactly the point, friend. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, AI can't even hide it.
No.
And, Israel tries to control and circumvent all that shit all day long, and it just can't. They can't hide it. I mean, when your crimes are, when you're so big that the tree you're hiding behind isn't big enough to cover your ass and hide you, you might want to find a new hiding spot or just call it quits.
Exactly. Because the thing is, when I said the whole world sees this, the whole world watches this, and he's a war criminal. And
yeah,
Trump,
I mean, you might have been able to hide that shit 30 fucking years ago, but when everybody's got a fucking cell phone and hotspots are everywhere, yeah, you can throw out as many people as you want in jail, but the information's still going to get out. Somebody's going to fucking see this shit. And redistribute it to the point that the whole world's going to see it. You can't fucking hide this shit. The best way to not be labeled as a criminal is to not do criminal shit. It's like, if you don't want to be called out for doing bad shit, don't do bad shit. Pure and simple. That is the only best strategy.
I said,
and I don't care if you're Israel, Ukraine, China, Russia, Donald Trump, whatever. You don't want to be accused of doing bad shit, don't do bad shit.
I said, I support the real Jewish people, not the government. No. It's the people that care about.
Yeah, and even the Israeli people are sick of their government shit. I mean, you look at BB's approval rating; it's in the toilet.
I go, okay, check this out. We all know what happened to Mussolini. Okay, we all know.
Yeah.
We all know what happened to Ceausescu in the late 80s. Okay, what happened to him? And other world leaders like that across the world. Now, the thing is, what if they do the same thing to Netanyahu?
They could.
What would Trump do if that happened? Absolutely nothing.
There's nothing he could do if his own people.
No. Because if out of nowhere, again, he's an Ashkenazi, okay? And if the people of Israel wanted to pull it off, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, when it happens, they're all going to celebrate.
Yeah, a lot of people would celebrate. And even the Israeli people are going to celebrate. Okay, so the argument of anti-Semitism in this regard for pointing this out is completely moot. Yeah, it's a scapegoat at this point. That's all it is. Now, there are people out there who are legitimately anti-Semitic and, hate the Jewish people for being Jewish. And that's an issue in and of itself. But to criticize a foreign power for engaging in corrupt criminal activity, it's not anti-Semitism. Okay? We don't criticize any other country in the Middle East who are also Semitic people. Okay? All those people in the Middle East, that's all Semitic.
Yeah.
Okay? You can criticize Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, so on and so forth, without being called anti-Semitic.
Wow.
But if you criticize the Israeli government, now it's anti-Semitic. It's like, come on, give me a fucking break.
Yeah.
Fucking retarded ass shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to call it as such. But moving forward into the latter half on retarded shit, we got to talk about her, man. Lindsay Clancy, man, that woman's freaking nuts, man. So we're the next half, this last quarter, we're gonna address that because that is just some bonker town shit that's going on there. But before we do, again, if you're enjoying this broadcast and you resonate with what we're talking about, please share the live feeds. Follow us on our various social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN, because these social media platforms aren't doing us any favor. Saying we don't have any corporate sponsors. Facebook, Meta, Google, they ain't about free speech and ending the globalist system. So they ain't got our back. Yeah, the only ones that got our back are the people. We got your back. We need you to have our back. So please,
what you
follow
see
us on our various social media
here is all you got.
Yep. We don't get paid for this shit. Every cent that we make from these broadcasts, all the monetization goes back into the broadcasts. We don't keep any of it for ourselves. So please help us to grow. Help us to reach more people. If you like these broadcasts, share the live feeds. Follow us on our social medias at REALTWWRN. Check out the online store. Tons of great merch there. Tons of fun merch there. Check it out. Great fucking shit. And like, Brian, show him your shirt, man. Stand up real quick. Show him your shirt. The anonymous. Oh, anonymous, where art thou? And you also got the TWWRN Shadow People hat, shirt, the TWWRN hat, and so much more. So check out the online store, and please feel free to join in the conversation. We've already posted 2 key questions here. Going back to earlier, do game players really need big multi-game systems? And second question, have you had any unorthodox experiences at the DMV? Yeah, share your thoughts, opinions, answers, questions in the comment section and engage with us. That's why we call it the roundtable, because it's not just the people on the panel, it's all of you. So come be a part of the show. Because, as I always say, you are the resistance. But moving forward.
Here's another case that I think is kind of stupid right now, and I think glad you got caught. Some dumb broad try to pull off an ISIS attack.
Wait, what?
Yes, on American soil.
So some chick is a member of ISIS and tried to pull off an ISIS attack.
No, so it's a white chick. She disguised herself, went in some building or some shop, tried to pull off an ISIS attack on American soil.
So she pretended to be ISIS and conduct a terror attack.
Yeah.
Okay, where was this?
I'm trying to think here. Let's see here.
You see if you can find that. Because I have not heard about that. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is one thing that we try to pride ourselves on. I don't like the word pride. But that is kind of one of our staples, that we try to cover things that otherwise don't make it into the mainstream news, or that otherwise wouldn't even be talked about even by alternative media. Like, I hadn't even heard about this. So if this actually happened, this bears addressing.
This is in New York.
All right, send me the link.
Okay.
Send me the link. We'll pull it up.
All right.
And you can read the headline. All right.
Right, sent to you.
So I got it. Pulling it up now. Go ahead and cover the headline, Revan. We're already on it.
Moment burqa-clad New York Muslim convert buys bomb parts in Home Depot to blow up Albany in ISIS plot. Feds.
Wow. All right. So let's hear this.
Today marks I would say a milestone here in this district. It's been some time since anything like this has happened, but we wanted to announce the arrest of Jessica Bowie, age 35, of Albany, New York. She's charged with 1 count of 18 USC 2339B, attempting to provide material support or resources to a designated foreign terrorist organization, namely the Islamic Republic of Iraq, commonly known as ISIS. On Wednesday, August 19th, 2026, Bowie was apprehended by law enforcement for her actions attempting to provide material support to designated foreign terrorist organizations. Bowie had plotted to use an explosive device to attack the New York State Capitol and the New York State senators. The American people embody an enduring spirit of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Values fundamentally opposed by foreign terrorists, organizations such as this one and this defendant, is accused of supporting. As alleged, this defendant was radicalized online and spread messages of hate and violence against the American people. Under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump and Attorney General Todd Blanche, the Department of Justice, along with our law enforcement partners here today, will continue to use every resource at our disposal to identify, investigate, and stop anyone who seeks to engage in terrorist acts. The charge against Bowie carries a statutory maximum prison term of 20 years, a fine of up to $250,000, and a lifetime term of supervised release. The charge in the complaint is merely an accusation. The defendant is presumed innocent until and unless proven guilty. The allegations in this complaint are deeply disturbing. That someone would harbor such hatred toward our way of life and seek to target the New York State Capitol and New York State senators, that's an attack on democracy itself, and one we will not tolerate.
Keep calling it democracy. It's a republic.
The men and women of the FBI and our law enforcement partners who identified, investigated, and ultimately stopped this defendant before she could act on her plot to bring terror to the capital region and the United States. I am grateful for their dedication, and the people of the capital region and across the nation share in that gratitude.
Wow. Fucking bonker town up there, man.
Yeah.
Fucking bonkers, man. But
because you mentioned that one lady, so I thought, hey,
yeah, that's worth mentioning, absolutely. But the lady in question, it's getting bad, dude. You look at just the two headlines from yesterday and today on the Alex Jones Show. Sunday Live, woman carries out Lindsay Clancy copycat killing of her children in North Dakota as leftist women worldwide celebrate post-birth abortion. And today, as leftist white women nationwide champion Lindsay Clancy, who brutally strangled her 3 children, we are seeing new copycat cases spread across the land. Is this big pharma induced carnage or part of a larger satanic world incantation?
I'm back.
All right. Yeah. I don't even know where to go with this. I mean, we've already heard the story of Clancy, how she strangled her 3 kids to death, threw herself out the window, and now is in a wheelchair and is still facing charges. Says she's not guilty, and granted, you're guilty, you're innocent until proven guilty. But here's the kicker. So many people, even women on the left, are sitting there going with the consensus that she did kill her kids and are celebrating it. Okay, this isn't a matter of arguing abortion and making the argument that it's not a human being. Okay, this are 3 living children. Okay, and she didn't have them all at once. Okay, which means some of these kids were here for a while. She made the conscious decision to have these kids, carry them to term, and give birth, and so on. And then, according to the case file, lost her shit and strangled her kids to death. Okay, this isn't a matter of aborting your child before it's born and making the argument of when does life actually begin. Okay, life had already long since begun for these kids. And people and women are operating under the consensus that this woman not only did it, but are celebrating that she did it. And now you're getting copycats and you're getting sympathizers. I saw 2 articles today, just today, regarding this case. Many attorneys are pointing out that in terms of their client, in regards to their clients who are getting divorced or in child custody disputes with a spouse, a lot of the male clients are trying to use Clancy as a means of not defense, use the Clancy aspect as part of their case, saying that their female spouse supports what Clancy has been accused of. Another article said that a man who was about to get married contacted friends and family privately saying the wedding was off because his bride-to-be was a sympathizer and supporter of Lindsay Clancy. Like, this is getting big.
This
is huge.
There are too many of these. There are too many copycats of different variety. Okay. Now, if you don't remember, nearly
but is it copycats or is it a license to kill at this point? Because you got a lot of sympathizers and people agree with what Clancy is being accused of. Put aside the aspect that you're innocent until proven guilty. They're operating on the assumption that she's guilty and celebrating it and say, yeah.
She's guilty. She is guilty. And
was she found guilty? Or is the case still ongoing?
If she killed her kid, she's guilty of doing it. Because the thing is,
well, if she pleads innocent and the trial is still ongoing, she's innocent until proven guilty. We have to operate under that assumption. But here's what I'm saying. The general consensus, the public consensus, is that she is guilty. And even sympathizers and her supporters who are donating money to her are operating under the assumption that she is guilty. And they are not only okay with it, but they are supporting it. They are in favor of it.
Here's my thoughts on this one. One lady killed her kids recently. And had this thing where they could donate her some money to fund her kids. Well, if you're this stupid, if any of you are this damn stupid of believing this shit, what take it, look. I always say this. Think. Okay? If you're gonna sit there and believe somebody that killed their kids will say, I love my kids, and yet you're donating money to this woman who killed her kids, how many times were you all dropped on your head?
The thing is, it seems to be a popular consensus anymore. I mean, it started with abortion. It's one of those things, you give an inch and take a mile. It's like, okay, abortion, early termination of pregnancy, when you first find out you're pregnant, you won't want to have the baby or there's complications, blah, blah, blah. That was the initial argument. Now you have, what was it, Minnesota or whatever? They signed that legislation recently for abortions up to 24 weeks. Yeah, you can abort an unborn child up to 24 weeks. And now you have this Clancy case, and
that's what, 6 months?
People celebrating.
That's what, 6 months? 24 weeks?
Give or take.
See, 4,
I mean,
8,
you carry
12,
a baby to term for 9 months.
18, 24. That's 6 weeks. That's
6 months, give or take. Yeah, that's about 5.5, 6 months. Because, you know, sometimes you have an extra week in the month, which usually happens about once or twice. About 4 times a year, you know, twice every 6 months.
There are families out there that are trying to have kids. They can't.
There are. And there are women who can carry their child to term who may not want to be parents, who can give their child to a family member or to somebody who legitimately wants it. It is possible. And yeah, you know, adoption is a pain in the ass, and there's a lot of hoops to jump through. I'm not going to argue that. That is something that needs to be reformed.
Yeah.
And become more efficient, because the wrong people are getting the kids and the people that should get the kids aren't getting the kids. You know, that's a problem that needs to be dealt with. That's a whole other issue in and of itself. But like, it kind of takes me back. I remember hearing stories back in the 90s of the old prom babies freaking dumping the baby in the dumpster kind of shit. And then you had the abortion shit. And now you have mothers killing their kids. Yeah, this Clancy woman killing her 3 kids, strangling them to death. You had that one woman that drove her fucking car into a fucking lake with her kid strapped in the back seat.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're talking about mental health shit. And the argument is, oh, well, they understand her and they accept what she did. And she shouldn't be held accountable for that because of mental instability or emotional distress, blah, blah, blah.
Bullshit.
It's like, dude.
They need to be held accountable.
And it's like women don't want to be held accountable. And I saw this post a while back, and I meant to send it to myself, but I accidentally sent it to Nicole. I don't know how the fuck I did that, but I accidentally sent it to Nicole. And one of the things was saying, you know, in terms of holding a woman accountable was to block her on social media and she'll respect you. But they don't accept accountability. And I meant to send that back to myself, and I didn't, and I deleted it. I'm like, I couldn't find it again. But it raises the question. It's like, okay, how is blocking somebody going to earn her respect when you're enforcing boundaries if she doesn't accept any accountability? And I wish I had that fucking post so I could back it up. But, you know, people see that kind of shit all the time. So I think we can get a pass on that. But again, where is the accountability, and how can you hold somebody accountable and get them to fucking respect you when you set boundaries? If they don't accept any responsibility for having done anything wrong. And there's always an excuse for it, always a justification for it.
Honestly, this is beyond mental health. Beyond. It's a ideological bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, you have Satanists and witches who say they want abortion on the grounds of religious freedom because it's technically a sacrament for them, a religious rite of passage for them. This is aborting a child is a religious practice to them.
And it needs to be a capital crime.
It should be, but it demonstrates this is going beyond not being ready to be a mother or health issues or any of that. This is sick, satanic shit now. You're crossing into the realm of health or adolescent parents who otherwise shouldn't be parents. And don't get me wrong, I have seen situations where people have gotten pregnant that should not have been pregnant. Like a certain woman who I was involved with years ago, and you were present for this. This woman, who I will not name, was a drug addict on heroin and fentanyl, in addition to Xanax and anything else she can get her grubby little hands on. Okay, and was in a heavily abusive relationship with a dude that if he wasn't in jail, she was waiting for him to get out of fucking jail so that he could get out. She can run back to him and beat the fuck out of her and try to kill her again. Okay, that was the nature of their fucking relationship. And she wound up pregnant while this guy was. She was doped up on heroin and fentanyl. And I got caught up in the midst of almost paying for at least half of the abortion, which would have been about $500. And suffice it to say, I stood my ground on that, even with my bishop in my church. He understood where I was coming from. I'm like, dude, this woman's on heroin and fentanyl in an abusive relationship. A child does not need to be brought into that situation. That's a serious health risk to the mother and the child.
And the 50-50.
Yeah. And even my bishop at the time, he was like, yeah, I get it. I get it. And he didn't even try to argue with me on it.
There are
now, where he might stand on that on a personal issue, I don't know, but he never declared that to me.
Exactly. I'm going to bring up the 50-50 thing yet here.
Mm-hmm.
There are women out there that do want to be moms.
There are.
And
a lot of women. Most women do want to be moms.
Yeah. And there are women out there that don't need to be moms at all. Don't even try, because the thing is, it's the action, behavior, the rationale, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, you got these female copycats doing a capital thing. And it should be a capital murder. If you kill your kids over an ideological bullshit, you deserve the chair. Fuck the needle. You need the chair. You need old Sparky.
Ride the lightning.
Or the gas chamber. Okay?
Calm down, Adolf. Yeah, I can't say that I disagree.
Old Sparky.
Yeah, I cannot say that I disagree. You know, murder is murder. But here's where I'm getting to. We were talking earlier about mental health and women's mental health in particular. And that is a key argument in this case, is her mental health. Some people aren't cut out to be parents, as we pointed out.
Exactly.
And most of those people will acknowledge that and opt out of having children, which I commend them for. You know that you are not suited to be a parent, and you opt out of having children and take the precautions to where you can't get pregnant. Good. You did the right thing. But people who who have kids and then do stuff like this, that's a problem. And that where mental health comes in, it's easy to fairly diagnose if there's something wrong with you and that you aren't exactly firing on all cylinders and probably wouldn't exactly make the best parent and not put your kid in a fucking oven.
That I do agree. That I will agree.
Yeah, you can pretty well identify the signs, or somebody close to you can identify the signs. It's like, hey, so you ain't firing on all cylinders, homie. You need to go get yourself evaluated, get a psyche eval.
I also want to mention, too, that not just the mothers, but the fathers, too.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care if you're a man or a woman.
Both deserve old Sparky.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have that kid, you have that dad back in the day who split with his wife and kidnapped the son, and they were staying in that hotel, and the kid was under the assumption they were going to Disneyland. He fucking, while the kid was sleeping, dousing the kid in the entire hotel room in gasoline and torched the place.
Yeah, Summer Fire.
That was in the mid-90s.
Yeah, that was also in the 80s, too.
Yeah. Was that in the 80s or was that in the 90s?
80s.
Or both?
I've 80s. I've seen the film.
Mm-hmm. I remember that. I remember the film. Made for TV.
And when I became a dad, I tell you what, I always wanted to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
Right? My son's mom, God bless her soul, she's a good mom. She may be a little bit too strict, but yet she's still a good mom because, you know.
Yeah, despite any faults she has, she she has at least come through on that department.
Yeah.
And most do. Most do. Most people who wind up being parents turn out to be fairly decent parents for the most part. There are some bad apples. There's more than a few bad apples.
I gotta take some
people
risks.
who aren't the best parents, and some people who wind up being parents should not be parents. I'm not going to argue that point. But we're seeing a trend here, especially in the younger generations. And I was looking and doing research for this past week. I'm looking at all of history, and you look at how miserable women are nowadays. Men and women equally are miserable. You got the mental health issues on a fucking rise like never before. What's different between now and 30, 40, 50 years ago? The family. Okay, the family has been destroyed. Okay, women say they used to be oppressed because they couldn't vote and didn't have to work or didn't have credit cards or any financial responsibilities. Fuck. You had somebody else doing all the hard shit for you and just fucking handed you a life on the silver platter. All you had to do was just fucking tend the house, which even if you're living alone, that's something you should be doing anyway. Okay? Hey, everybody loves sex. Okay? What exactly are you being oppressed? You have no responsibilities. You don't have to worry about running the country or having to make those hard decisions. You didn't have to fucking work to provide for your family. Somebody else did it all for you and just made your life fucking cush. You didn't have to worry about all the financial stress of balancing a checkbook and making sure the bills are paid. Somebody else did that for you, and somebody else was there to be a leader, provider, and protector for you. All you had to do was just chill. And you say you were oppressed? What?
I'm going to throw in a curveball over here real quick.
Yeah.
There are women that can do the work.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not. Most women don't want to work. Most women don't want to do the hard work.
Yeah.
But they say they're oppressed.
The thing is, the oppressed thing is a feminist bullshit thing.
It is. Yeah, and most women, you look at the documentation. Sorry to cut you off, but if you look at the documentation from back in the day, those women flat out said they were happy. You have people out and out saying they were happy, but the happiness level has just been going down ever since this feminist bullshit. Okay, you got the husband out of the house. You sold him. Get rid of the husband, and the state will take care of you. Now you got all these fucking welfare moms voting bad policies because the state's their fucking sugar daddy. Most women don't want to work. They either want to be fucking welfare moms who collect fucking child support from baby daddy while also getting food stamps, or they're doing fucking OnlyFans.
These are the kind of women that...
How many women out there want to do a real fucking job?
These are the women that look back at women that do want to work, that do want a family, that do want to have a life, and not just that do want to cook their man a dinner,
Yeah. And there were women that worked, you have women that worked at the phone company as operators, bank tellers, all kinds of shit. Women did work. But they were saying, even when women didn't have the right to vote and didn't work, they were still happy. Yeah, you had some cases of domestic violence, and that's propagated and blown up more than it actually was. Okay? Sorry, ladies, but there are good men and there are bad men out there, and sometimes you just happen to pick the bad one. Sorry. That's as much on you.
It's also that it's a good man that thinks he married a good woman, all of a sudden she turns out to be a psycho.
Yeah, like Bert's talked about it many times. Like he's come on here and talked about a certain ex-wife of his, that has custody of one of their kids. And, she was a sweetheart before they got married and before they had a kid. But then after after the kid, something snapped up there, and she was a completely different person. So people change, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, and shit happens. But when marriage was allowed to become a revolving door, the state promoted the idea of leaving the family in order for the state to be your sugar daddy, and now the state raises your kids, and you got your media portraying men as the incompetent buffoon Homer Simpson types. I mean, the nuclear family has been destroyed. It started out with African Americans. They were the beta test. Back in the 40s, even during Jim Crow, you didn't have the levels of crime and violence that you had. You didn't have people dressing all gangster and shit. You had black men walking around in business suits, clean, looking nice, respectable. Even during Jim Crow, you had people of African descent who looked respectable, looked business type, looked like the kind of person like you'd want them working for you. Okay? But after that, we'll have those N-words voting Democrat for the next 200 years. Yeah. There's your beta test, ladies and gentlemen. They fucking flat out said it. The Democratic Party never had the interests of black people in mind. It didn't then, it didn't now. It doesn't now. It doesn't have the nuclear family. It doesn't have women in their best interest. Say again?
Oklahoma City, 1922. Black Wall Street. They were making some damn good money on their own side.
Yeah. Black Wall Street doesn't even exist anymore.
No.
What happened to that? Okay, this was in the 1920s. You could probably blame that on the crash of 29, but that still could have made a comeback. Yeah. I mean, even in the 40s and 50s and 60s, black people went out looking respectable. You had the father in the picture. He was in the home. Okay, but then they got the father out of the house and told the black woman, hey, welfare mommy, just vote for us. We'll take care of you. We'll be your sugar daddy. Just vote for me.
It's because the father was born the family right.
Yeah. And that was the beta test. And then, you look at how their society declined. And now it's happening in the rest of society. It doesn't matter. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian. Okay? The father was the core of the family. He held the family together. He kept things in line. He was the leader, provider, and protector.
Yeah.
You eliminate that, everything goes to hell.
You look at these towns.
And now men are miserable. Children are miserable. The crime rate is through the roof. The statistics show that children who grow up without the father in the home are more likely to end up in legal trouble. Women are on a mental health decline. They're fucking miserable. You got these career women who are crazy fucking cat ladies who are fucking miserable. Women are fucking miserable. Mental health in particular for women is through the fucking roof. Why? Because you stripped them away of their fucking feminine duty and their identity and told them that it was oppressive. You told them that being a good little housewife, just chilling at home, raising the kids and having a family was oppressive. Fuck. Reverend, finish your final thought. Go for it.
This is a woman who I've been seeing off and on recently. The word bad mother is a whole new given name for this woman, okay?
Oh, wow.
Her first marriage, her husband left her because this is what you put on social media. I'll cook for me and my kids, but I will not cook for my man.
Yeah. Why not? Why wouldn't you cook for your man?
Come out. You're a mother. You're a wife and mother. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
you're married to a guy who works his ass off to provide for your fucking skinky white fat ass.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He left her, and she says, "My husband left me because I wouldn't cook." Well, bitch, as a wife, it's your fucking duty to do so. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's a law. A prisoner gets 3 meals a day.
Well, I mean, you look at it as an employment contract. If you get hired for a job, yeah, the employer is going to pay you to do a job. Okay, it's the same with marriage. It's a contractual agreement. Okay, you agree, I agree to do, you do these things, I agree to do this in exchange.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a give and take dynamic. Everything is contractual. Okay, and in a contract, certain things are required from both parties. Okay, so to circumvent that and say that that's not your obligation, yeah, you're going to wind up single real quick. And that's why you're seeing this push for all this divorce and family court reform, because it's tailored to cater to women and encourage them to leave and break up the family and to X out the husband and put him in a state of destitute by milking him for alimony and child support to the point that he's destitute.
And the worst
and
thing,
people have had enough. And you see women, they're fucking miserable because the family's been destroyed. Their purpose has been circumvented under the illusion that they're oppressed.
Exactly. The worst thing. She married her second husband. He has a son. Now, check this out. It's his house, okay? Let's just say it's my house. So she goes, I'll cook me and my kids, but I'll feed them top ramen and cheese snacks.
Kick her ass out quick.
And she doesn't, oh man, this nuts. Her stepson got a new phone. Okay, it's iPhone 17. She stole it from him, saying, "You're not allowed to get a phone better than mine." So she kept it.
Her son got a phone himself, and she took it from him.
Her stepson.
Wow.
Took his phone. And not just that, she stole his birthday money.
No.
Yes. The bitch stole his phone and his birthday money.
Oh, I hope dude kicked her the fuck out.
And here's a fun one. The kid's mom threatened to beat her ass because of what.
Shit, I don't blame her. You don't fuck with a legitimate mama on her kids, man. Mama bear.
I mentioned this was a month ago or was not long ago. I said, if that was my son's mom would kick the bitch's ass.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, women were happier when it was the family unit and the wife didn't have all these responsibilities. But the state wanted to have control. They wanted to be the sugar daddy because that gave them control and created a state of dependency. And now women are fucking miserable and they don't even know why. And they won't even accept accountability when somebody points this out. It's like, dude, you bought some bullshit sugar daddy excuse and now you're fucking dependent on a system that's screwing you over. And once you depressed and medicated and made you deny who you truly are, and you won't even accept that this is why you're fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Okay. Men and women have very unique, diverse roles, and you're trying to gender switch and change up the dynamic and go against the grain, and you're wondering why you're not happy, why you're so fucking exhausted trying to swim upstream instead of just going with the flow. And they don't seem to get it. And on that note, that's where things really need to change, ladies and gentlemen. We've allowed the government to go too fucking far. It's destroyed the very fabric of life. And we need to get back to the good old days where government was small and was not meddling in the family. Because this is what it creates. It creates women like Clancy who strangle her kids to death because she's not happy. Okay? It creates a society of women that celebrate the murder of children. This is wrong. And we need to put a fucking stop to it. I'm Chris Sheldon, the Tin Man, the cold heartless son of a bitch. And you can call me the cold heartless son of a bitch. You can call me toxic masculinity, emasculative, whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. You can suck my dick backwards and buy me a fucking milkshake. Because there was a time where men and women, respectively, were happy. And we're happy in their respective roles. And now everybody's fucking miserable and nobody wants to accept the reality of life. But I'll fucking say it. Take it or fucking leave it. I'm here regardless. So if you like these broadcasts, share the retransmissions. Follow us on our various social medias, X, YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, all at REALTWWRN. Check out Reverend Ordo on the Anonymous Republic Network. Wednesdays for Grey Jedi TV and Fridays for Grind His Gears. And in between then, he'll do varying podcasts. So following him on his social medias. There are commercials. They're at the beginning of these podcasts. And check out our online store, RealtyWWRN.printify.me. And also keep the conversation going. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, I'm the Tin Man with the Worldwide Resistance Network. See you tomorrow for Tin Man TV. Until then, stay strong, stay safe. God bless you. And if you're watching this, you are.
And still let the bed bugs put their foot in their ass.
If you're watching this, you are the resistance.
You can hear this. You are not alone. This is the resistance.